You think I'd be caught dead driving that thing?
What are you doing here?
My name is on the building.
He sits in a pie.
Each week we break down another Better Call Saul episode in order. This week, Chuck returns, and I've got 38 details you may not know in Season 2, Episode 2.
Cobbler.
Rebecca Bois, who's that? We don't know yet, but Bois was chosen because it's writer Jennifer Hutchison's great-grandmother's maiden name. Let's talk about this metronome. First, it's clever because it uses a spring-powered mechanism and therefore requires no electricity. Second, it's pretty inaccurate. I wasn't sure about this, so I bought a similar metronome and it does a good job of highlighting just how off Chuck's is. They did regret having the metronome visible in the shots because they had to use a bunch of visual effects to try to keep the beat consistent across all the edits, but clearly they took some liberties. Michael McKean is very musical, as we know, but he's more of a guitar player. We're hearing the show's composer, Dave Porter, play. There are so many interesting ways to interpret this song selection. It's meant to be a duet, sometimes played with a violin and piano, so remember that for later. Messing up the song is good symbolism for Chuck's regret for not having a partner. Perhaps Jimmy? Perhaps someone else? It was also originally written for a play that satirizes attempts at social climbing, which he could view Jimmy as doing. And he keeps messing up the dominant chord, perhaps a statement on his inability to assert his dominance. Or it's just a nice piece of music they got the rights to. You can see some lighting equipment reflected, although only if you freeze frame this.
Howard.
Delivery from McGill. Did I hear music?
No, I was just... Let me get that for you.
I find it noteworthy that he didn't ask him to ground himself. Maybe he's just too surprised, but I wonder if he's trying to downplay his condition in front of someone he respects.
How's Ernie working out?
He's been fine, for the most part.
Excellent.
Did he hear what he said? That wasn't exactly a ringing endorsement.
Anyone heard from Jimmy?
I have, yes.
How is he?
He's fine. Doing well. I have some news.
Oh boy.
He's working at Davis in Maine.
Doing what? As what? Working as an attorney. Oh, a lawyer. Clifford Maine hired Jimmy.
Every time they would talk to a Sandpiper resident, Jimmy's name would come up. Those old folks, they
love him. They're aware of his background, his education.
Those were the loudest invisible air quotes I've ever heard.
Cliff did talk to me beforehand, but I didn't stand in the way.
Of course not. Nor should you.
Kim Wexler pushed for this.
Oh, Howard.
Hard.
Was that necessary?
Partner track?
Yeah.
Someone walks in with a case like this, you beg them to be partner.
That's great.
Charlie Hustle, right?
I didn't realize how many times he says this, and this is number 4.
Jesus, Jimmy, you're a regular Charlie Hustle. Remember? I used to call you Charlie Hustle. Once you get him on your team, you'll know why I call him Charlie Hustle. Well, I'll get out of your hair.
Another popular request, and this is number 3.
I'll be out of your hair.
Well, we should get out of your hair.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming by, Howard.
Anytime. You truly are missed.
The regret we were previously seeing from Chuck is now gone, and the metronome is going about 20% slower than before. There's a New Mexico report citing, "It's not a proper meeting without table lights and Danishes." Kim learned that move from Vince when he stopped her first scene to straighten a Danish. Poor Francis. That's this guy.
Oh, Sir Francis.
Well-groomed as always.
Okay. 1, resident lease agreements, past and present. 2, invoices and transaction documents from all supply companies used by Sandpiper.
They faked this shot because the table base is solid, so they blended 2 different shots, one where the table was gone.
I'm loving the new look.
She's talking about this season's gray single-breasted suits.
I'm so happy for you.
I'm even thinking of looking my own place to buy.
In Santa Fe?
Closer to Albuquerque since I'm going between the two so much.
Halfway points.
I was thinking,
Oh wait, what about
Corrales?
That's not at all a halfway point, although the unnatural garage light is dividing her face in half as she says it. By the way, I discovered that the real garage does have some diagonal light here thanks to a sign blocking the overhead light, but it's definitely not as pronounced as what they keep doing here.
Oh, we should get one of those smokers.
Oh, she said we.
We definitely gotta get a smoker. I gotta go to the salon. They're delivering my new company car.
Oh, are you serious?
Jeeves, where's my solid gold blimp? No, not that one, the other one.
That is basically Jimmy's situation.
If this isn't to your taste, we have a collection of art in-house.
Oh, I forgot I got your present. 1 sec.
There's the first time we see Kim's license plate, which matches Mike's Buick Century in Breaking Bad. Perhaps this is the inspiration for his eventual World's Greatest Lawyer mug in Breaking Bad.
Just keeping it real.
Wow, that's a good fit.
See you tonight.
If you play your cards right.
This feels almost like saying goodbye to the RV in Breaking Bad. This extra in the green shirt walks by, but when we cut to a wide shot, they're nowhere to be found.
What do you think, ladies?
Bingo!
It's got all leather interior, heated seats for those cold desert mornings.
But does it have
Tri-zone climate controls?
This must be what heaven looks like.
It's at least what the future looks like because it's a 2004 model and we're still in 2002.
Vào làm việc đi, đi.
Goodbye hug? No.
Here the car is almost parallel to the ground, but in the next shot it's barely off of it.
Till we meet again.
That's an intentional nod to a Chicago sunroof.
Quick question. Who here knows what a Chicago sunroof is?
That's right, better close it and guard against unwanted feces. Uh-oh.
Must be metric.
Ironically, it appears that Suzuki Esteem cup holders are the ones with a metric 7cm diameter, whereas Mercedes have a 2.75-inch diameter, which might mean that the Mercedes cup holders are indeed a tiny bit smaller and perhaps this scenario could happen in real life. But I don't know how cars work, so I could be wrong. Although about that car registration thing from last time, it works differently state to state, and New Mexico car registrations do not appear to be based on your birthday. Maybe someone from New Mexico can chime in and settle this. More important than the realism, there's good symbolism here. There's a happiness to his old life represented in yellow, whether it's his Esteem, Mrs. Wynn, or his cup. This new, more dull world of Davis and Maine is represented by the gray car and his gray suits. And he's bending over backwards to fit in, but his old life just doesn't seem to fit. This shot was not taken in the car. They put the cup holder piece over the camera, and behind Bob is just a printed photo they took of the car's ceiling. And there's a Subaru Forester from the future, probably a 2014 model. This is now the third appearance of the T13 car, although I guess it's not wrong, just the convenient reuse of a car. He had it in the last episode too, but here we get a good look at his watch that matches his car and his shoes.
What are you doing here?
I work here.
Is this the parking lot for the police station?
Why don't you pull around over there? We'll have a little talk. Your baseball cards.
Yes, I have a very valuable collection of baseball cards, and someone stole them.
It's probably a bad idea that you willingly talk to the police, being a criminal and all.
I no longer have a right to protection from crime?
If you already made your report, why are you here?
They are very dedicated to finding this thief.
More extra shenanigans. This lady is walking toward us and the guy in the striped shirt is walking away. About a minute later, they do it again. Although the lady only appears for a split second.
Those cops have no interest in helping you get your cards back.
I disagree.
Not open for debate. You go home now.
What about my baseball cards?
Cost of doing business.
No. I am getting those back.
You'll be putting my well-being at risk.
Some of them were my dad's. I am getting them back.
I'll find your cards.
That is so generous of you.
Oh, it'll cost you.
Crestview Boulevard is not a real street in Albuquerque, and the resident's name here is almost certainly Mark Hansen, prop master for the show, acting like he's Matt Feet. That's a hand double. Ed Begley Jr. really did play the drums, but he doesn't play the guitar at all. They're using music to contrast Cliff's more casual and approachable style versus Chuck's formal, rigid style. Cliff's improvisational playing helps him de-stress, and he doesn't care if others hear. Chuck is constrained to the sheet music and the metronome's tempo, increasing his stress when he messes up, and he doesn't want others to hear.
Did I hear music?
No, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Not at all. I was just blowing off some steam. You play?
Oh, I tried to learn in high school, but then I decided there were easier ways to get girls.
Well, hope you've got a way to decompress. Everybody needs something.
Oh, he does.
I might have found something in the initial disclosures.
Oh, yeah?
Schweikert and Coakley keep referring to the optional allowance program. But I checked a number of residents' contracts. Their voluntary claims don't hold water.
Might be onto something here. Nice work, Jimmy.
Michael Mando actually used this sewing machine. Once he got the script about 4 days before filming, he spent a lot of time learning with it. The song playing is an odd choice because it's like playing Happy Birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
This real-life store is called Walt's Top Shop, and it had the name before Breaking Bad.
How can I help you?
In fact, the photos back there appear to be of the founder, Walt Sanchez.
Take a look. Mira, un momentito. Sí.
When they were getting ready to film this scene, there was a carjacking and an armed couple barricaded in a nearby auto parts store.
Vente, mijo.
The area was on lockdown, so they had to film this part without the lighting equipment that was still in their trucks, and they filmed more of this scene inside the shop than they originally planned. There's something that Nacho's dad and Mike can bond over. Once they were finally able to go outside, there was a lightning delay, so the wide shots were from 6 a.m., but the close-ups weren't filmed until 5 p.m.
Give the old girl a little love.
What material do you want?
Help. I was thinking leather, maybe alligator.
Oh, senor, too much money.
He seems like a stand-up guy.
Cheaper might be better.
Well,
Mike is so funny when he's acting.
show me what you'd pick.
My son, he will help you.
How'd you find me? Why are you here?
Baseball cards. You underestimated just how big an idiot you were dealing with.
No, I'm pretty aware.
He called the police and reported them stolen.
That sounds like a you problem.
I think what we have here now is a carrot and stick situation. And the name of the stick is Tuco Salamanca. You don't play ball, so to speak, and Tuco finds out about your little side business. I prefer the carrot, and you net roughly 60,000.
How exactly does that work?
Like the metronome, this vintage West Clock's Baby Ben clock is a wind-up clock, so no electricity is needed.
Going somewhere? Yes, we are.
You gotta go with the premium gas. I know it seems like a scam, but it makes a huge difference. She deserves the best.
I'll make sure the boys at the chop shop are real gentle with her.
Well, why?
You think I'd be caught dead driving that thing? Looks like a school bus for 6-year-old pimps.
All right, shall we move this along?
Okay, there's Jeter.
This isn't a baseball card, but rather a football card for Kansas City Chief Kelly Goodburn.
Mantle. There's Mantle.
He seriously has a mint condition 52 Mantle loose in a box? He deserves every bad thing that comes his way.
All my cards are in top loaders, but if they're taken out and exposed to the elements...
Only some are in top loaders, and even those are flimsy sleeves that don't protect against much.
Looks like everyone's here.
He's once again able to account for things unrealistically quickly.
We're short 20.
Our business is concluded.
No, I can't help thinking an apology was in order. It's the police again.
The Breaking Bad universe loves custom ringtones, and Daniel uses the baseball classic Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
How are we doing with client outreach?
It looks like they got 16 Danishes for a meeting with only 10 people. I think this means these are store-bought Danishes that come in packs of 8.
It's gonna be slow going.
I'm so sorry to interrupt.
Oh, this one lady,
I'm sorry, excuse me, Jimmy. I'm gonna need everybody's phone, key fobs, and electronics.
How are they going to see what they're doing with those table lights off? Kim's head whips to the side when the camera angle changes.
Chuck, just pretend I'm not here.
If they did that, the lights would be on.
Where were we?
yeah. We definitely have some pack rats. We've got copies of this woman's monthly statements going back to March 1997. Our clients will always be our best resource. Plus, they have ribbon candy.
You do what I do because you're funny and you can make people laugh.
Jimmy. Hello?
What are you doing here?
My name is on the building.
Why are you here?
Why are you here?
Why are you here?
To bear witness.
Oof. Although unintended, that's probably the perfect comeback for Jimmy.
James McGill.
You still morally flexible? If so, I might have a job for you.
I hope you've got a way to decompress.
Where and when?
Once again, Chuck has triggered Jimmy's slipping back into Slippin' Jimmy. Jimmy is sometimes driven by the spirit of rebellion.
There's really no need for a lawyer to be here.
Dan just wanted a friendly face next to him.
We just want to find the guys who took your baseball cards.
Yeah, that's...
My uncle had a Ty Cobb tobacco card. Kept that thing behind 6 inches of glass.
And that's what Danny should have done with his Mickey mantle. This room is filled with photos from Albuquerque's famous annual International Balloon Fiesta.
Can you just remind us exactly where you kept your cards in the house?
It's no longer an issue. I found them.
Where? Around the house?
No, I hired a private investigator.
So where were they?
You know, it's fine. I ought to get out of your hair.
We just want to get the facts right so we can help close this case for you.
Case closed.
There's the camera, which could have looked like a chair, except the chairs in this room are light-colored. And are those New Mexico reports books again? I feel like I'm going to start seeing them everywhere.
I know how much you guys have on your hands. Murderers and robbers and gangs.
Drug dealers and murderers. Walk in the streets.
Hey,
Stuff
Danny, why don't you get some air?
Okay, let's get down to brass tacks here, guys.
There have been too many requests for this, so here you go. It's the first one, although he also said it twice in Breaking Bad.
I'm guessing here. 2 fine uniformed officers found Mr. Wormald's little hidey hole. There's nothing illegal going on here.
Then why is he so nervous?
We all have our secrets, don't we?
The detective's watch oscillates between about 11:05 and 10:40 throughout this scene, and at one point a bit before 10. Although the time clock shows 6:55.
He's being evasive because it's a sensitive subject.
We're gonna need a little more than that.
My client has an arrangement with a wealthy gentleman. He made videos for the man.
What kind of videos?
Private videos of an artistic nature. Guys, this all comes down to just
A lover's spat. What was on these videos? They were videos intended to titillate the senses. Nothing illegal. Mr. Wormald, fully clothed, yeah.
Doing what?
Yeah, come on, man, what? Squat cobbler.
It was Bob's idea to give this concept a name.
What's a squat cobbler?
Squat cobbler. You know what squat cobbler is.
No, I don't know what a squat cobbler
No,
is.
me neither. What is it? Hoboken squat cobbler. Full moon pie. Boston cream splat. Simple Simon the ass man. Dutch apple ass. Guys, am I not speaking English here?
What the hell is a squat cobbler?
It's when a man sits in pie.
Maybe it's like Hellman's mayonnaise. It has a different name west of the Rockies.
This part is true. When the company bought the rights to Hellman's mayo formula, the brand was already well known on the East Coast, so they kept their branding there.
America's favorite by more than 2-1.
However, experts believe that the formulas are subtly different, and that Hellman's uses a bit less lemon juice to make it less tangy and give it more of a custard-like texture.
Technically, he does a crybaby squat, so there's tears. This guy, he's a regular Julianne Moore once he gets the waterworks cranked up.
Oh, and there is a costume involved.
You got to be shitting us.
Yeah, like I would make this up. But trust me on this, you don't want to see it.
We're good, right?
Yeah, there is, however, one little tiny hanging Chad.
That's a reference to the 2000 US presidential election in which holes were not punched out completely, causing issues with counting votes.
You're gonna have to make a video.
How the hell did you come up with that?
Aw, she's wearing his shirt.
I've heard some far out scenarios used to sow doubt, but this definitely takes the cake.
Kim.
Takes the pie.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Have some more pie. It doesn't matter if it's boiled or fried.
I think it was the video that clinched it.
Wait, you actually made a video?
I gotta say, in the end, old Dan really committed. I wasn't sure how many takes we would need, so I overbought.
Just like Breaking Bad did with the roof pizza.
But I promise you, untouched by human buttocks.
You fabricated evidence? What if Davis and Maine find out?
It wasn't a Davis and Maine client. It was a nothing little pro bono thing.
Why? Why would you risk the best job you've ever had for some pro bono case?
Jimmy gets carried away when he has a clever idea and enjoys successfully executing them, no matter the risk.
Davis and Maine are none the wiser.
Jimmy, you're playing with fire here.
They're never gonna find out.
Seriously, you sound like every dumb criminal out there. If you keep this up, they will find out. What is the point?
He's taking unnecessary risks like someone else we know.
You're not some hardened criminal, Walt.
But as a lawyer, Kim is obligated to report this, so by keeping quiet, she becomes complicit.
I could not hear about this sort of thing.
You won't.
She could be disbarred along with Jimmy if the truth ever came out. Congratulations and thanks to the new 1-year members 3K8 Gaming, Uptown Man, and Jeremy Dick. And thanks to the new 6-month members Brianith, Alexander, Nicholas Lorraine, Dante Fernandez, Samil Nart, Free Pie for the Win, Pedons 510, Mikey Mode, The Kaiser Warriors, Yoplin, Bossman Z, Pizza Mim 2, Thanos Snapchat, Krishna, Scott, Brian Derry, Evan, Nullcore, Numano Ultra Microscopic Silico Volcano Coniosis, Official Elk, Crimson Hell, Polia Sincora, Jay Cox, Bradley Chen, Mayren, Utel, Manuel, Aiden, Cirrus, Hypernova, and Tuxman. And say hi to the new members, Samantha Lopez, Ethan Tran, Muzzy, Seba, Avian Almain, Ja Peg, iArm, NFDL Productions, Jim Pickles, Rosanante, Cheez-It, Godfather GB, M. Pendaben, Jovi Shark, Vince Cuh, Fountain 47, Censorer, Rowan Tree of Knowledge, Is by DVQ, Spaghetti Man, Brian Rabidou, Rob, Quentin Gruber, Anthony Aguilar, Pothel, Nui, Matthias Bocek, Trickster, Raw, Kalum, Randall the Scandal, Large Mountain, Fruit Jelly, ZJ, Dadams, Hiruxo, Budster, Yeboy, Miles Love, Zhegosh, Brenjajikovich, Braden Chapman, Bob Rossell, Mika Roscom, Tercy, Jack Cantle, Arrow 420, Krampus, Limewax, Ethan Clarkson, Vows, Pinkerton, Kemu, Kincaid the Rat Bastard, Galexec, Mello, Mr. Madame, James Murphy, Lucy, Henry, Ecosa, and Burbo. I take these snapshots a bit in advance, so if I missed you this time, I'll get you next time. Next week, Jimmy makes a commercial.
Ooh, yummy. Who left this pie here? Was it you? I just got out of the pool because I smelled this pie. But I can't swim after I eat, so I just want to hold it. Is that okay? Please don't tell my boss. I'll be quick, I promise. Oh, ooh. It's so fresh and warm. I wonder what kind it is. I have an idea. I'll look at it from above and get a better view of it. Whoa, those dough weaves are so tight. I just can't tell for sure. No, that would be rude. I can't. I really want to share this pie with you. I'll go get some silverware. Man, I really want... I shouldn't. But I really want to. Oh. 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 Oh no. I messed up this nice clean room. Oh, the filling's going everywhere. I don't have any napkins. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I can't help it. I really tried this time. I think I feel berries. Okay, are we done? Did we get it?
I feel like we're going to do a really bad news show from our basement. Back to you, Bob.
In the big news of the world.
It's the police again.
Fuck! Is that too much?
Damn Krauts.